What up, YouTube? Got a little power scale video for you today, and an information video today about a Bleach character that a lot of people talk about, quite a bit of hype around, and we're gonna get right into it. It's Sousuke Aizen. I just want to show you guys a little something cool that I picked up recently too. Kind of what I'm doing today too. Sousuke Aizen Hogyoku form. Not his full form, obviously. This is, you know. I just thought that was cool. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about fused Aizen with the Hogyoku, and we'll touch up on the 1,000-year Blood War Aizen today. So first things first, if you guys haven't watched Bleach, be sure to watch it as it's coming back in October, coming up in these next few months here. So, but okay, let's dive right in. Sousuke Aizen. First of all, we know that he scales above all the Espada, literally casually. Jin stated in the manga or anime, whatever you want to go by, that the Espada didn't follow him because of Kyoka Spigetsu. They followed him because of the power that he had. In his base form, Aizen made a joke out of Grimmjow. He just flexed his spiritual pressure, and Grimmjow was like, okay. So that right there is pretty insane, just because of what Grimmjow did to Ichigo, to a Bankai Ichigo. I mean, that's really not that crazy actually, because Aizen literally touched Ichigo's sword and blew him the fuck apart pretty much. So, but once you factor in Grimmjow's resurrection kept up with the masked trained Bankai Ichigo, then it's like, wow, Aizen's a beast. He could just casually stomp by Ichigo at that point in the story. And as we know, just Bankai Ichigo in the Soul Society arc was blitzing Byakuya, who was unprepared. But anyway, high tier captain, one of the top, I would say 5 easily in the storyline. So Aizen would just casually tier above these people, Byakuya, Ichigo with his mask on. Ichigo did damage Aizen with his mask on, actually. Pre-Dangai, obviously. Even Aizen stated, even without his mask, he was like, oh, Ichigo, if you put your mask on, you could have hurt me. And that's saying a lot for Ichigo pre-Dangai, because of how strong Aizen was and how much of a joke he made. Sunsui, Rose, I forget the other captain with the cool looking hair. Komamura, Sunsui, if I said him already, Shinji, too. Toshiro, Soifan, all of them in his base form. They're not even like fused Hogyoku form yet. And so yeah, pretty much basically what I'm getting at is Espada arc Fake Kakurakan base Aizen should at least be relative to, Shikai Yamamoto plus, and way above most of the captains, except like there could be arguments made for Kenpachi at the time. He did keep Kenpachi and Wakamundo. Byakuya, I don't think he could take out Aizen. Like, I do like Byakuya, he's one of my favorites, but it wouldn't really be fair to say that Byakuya has a counter for Kyoka Spigetsu. Most captains, like Sunsui, even fell to it. And if you're gonna say that Sunsui isn't relative to Byakuya in brain smartness, that's pretty stupid. Intelligence, sorry, not smartness, intelligence, either one. But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, as we see, Yamamoto actually does fight pre-Hogyoku fused Aizen, and he does do fairly well. I think if Wonder Weast wasn't there, Aizen would have actually had to put up a fight, and then we would have actually seen how that would have went down, the interaction. And I really do believe that Yamamoto would have beaten base Aizen right then and there if Wonder Weast hadn't come out, because his Bankai is just too intense. If Yamamoto went Bankai, or was going to unleash the attack he was going to, it would have been over. But once Aizen does fuse with a Hogyoku, he does become a different entity in itself. So let's touch up on that now. So I'm pretty sure the figure I have here is his first form, one of the first forms if not. And just that alone, he took down, but would just even more be above all those captains, most likely tenfold, with the multipliers in Bleach that we kind of go to 5 times 10 multipliers. He didn't fight anyone in that form. He got blitzed by, or not blitzed by Jean, but surprised by Jean. He got a hole blown in his chest, regenerated, and then instantly flashed over to Jean, who is not slow whatsoever, and blitzed him, ripped his arm off, and blew a hole in his chest. And a slight cut him right up from like shoulder to waist, and slowly he died. But then we would see Urahara, Ichigo's dad, and Yoruichi fight Aizen. Yoruichi even bringing special gear to fight Aizen. And he actually, I would honestly say low diffs them, even when they are trying all together, and like they do seem like they're doing something to Aizen. They're really not. I would say that Aizen was honestly just seeing what they had as for power, because even Ichigo felt in his blade that Aizen did want to lose to somebody. Like he wanted someone to beat him. So I really think he was toying around with those 3 people. Now for the flick, Ishin isn't weak. We can note that he did fight a weakened a incomplete Vasto Lorde, as you found out in the 1,000-Year Blood War. So yeah, that would put Ishin having better feats than the captains that Aizen had blitzed, who were arguably fatigued because they some of them had fought in espadas, so I mean you could argue, but it doesn't matter. So Aizen, when transcended, blitzed all 3, Urahara, Ishin, and Yoruichi, after he was done toying with them. And the only person that actually beats him is obviously Ichigo. So he trains for 3 months in the Dangai. Now time works differently in the Dangai. It's its own spatial dimension. And I'll link that in the description below so you guys can see like what it is actually on the Bleach diagram, I guess you could call it. But you'll see. So anyway, as soon as Dangai Ichigo comes out, Aizen's like, oh, I can't feel your spiritual pressure. And a lot of people assume that's like 5th dimensional, which there can be arguments, I guess, made for that. But because Aizen can walk past people and just soul crush them, but then he can also contain his Ryatsu. So like again, he can make people sense their Ryatsu, and he can choose to hide it as well. So Dangai Ichigo was just a whole nother being. Anyway, we all know that Aizen transcended. He got the monster form, they call it, casually launched. I would call them like nuclear bombs. Pretty much like these easily Bijou Damas. The equivalent, if not higher, like these would easily be above the higher tier Bijou Bombas, or equivalent to them. The bombs that Aizen's monster form just casually threw around, one of the heads did anyway. So imagine like 6 of them. He had 6 of those. Imagine 6 of those bombs hitting one location at one time, how much damage that would have done. This guy was casually just tossing around nuclear bombs. And the swords that they were swinging away were blowing away mountains. They weren't hitting mountains, just the mere force of of Ichigo dodging the blades were ripping away the mountains, mountaintops. So no, they're not just mountain level. And I just want to touch up on the power thing. It's been stated before, Ichigo's spiritual pressure pre-Bankai was enough to fluctuate, or not even going, Bankai was enough to disrupt the flow of the world, stated by Shinji. So why do you think they would just destroy the planet if they had the power to, which most of them do? They wear Gentei Kaijo badges to literally suppress their power when they come out of the Soul Society, to not hurt the Earth, disrupt the flow of it. It's like right there. Sorry, it's not like Naruto or Dragon Ball. Like, yes, they're destroying a planet. You actually have to like read into it and know what they're saying. So let's take that Shikai Ichigo instance. So let's say he didn't know how to control his Ryatsu and went Bankai on Earth. That would like multiply Shinji's statement times 10. He would most likely destroy the Earth just by existing. So Aizen and Ichigo at this state are well above planetary level threats. Let's stop playing around. It's kind of dumb at this point. It's not like Aizen's monster form was like, this attack is going to destroy the Earth. No. he was just throwing a casual bomb, whatever the attack was called, and easily equivalent to a Bijudama higher tier. You know, so I'm not saying 10 tails, that was insane. And again, this isn't even full form Aizen. So at the end of the day, Higoku Aizen at the end of the fake Katakura-tan, wow, arc, is easily in these planetary levels plus of attack potency. And I do have a video explaining that a little more. It's like Dragon Ball characters, they're easily on these universal plus levels of attack potency, but why are they just not flicking away planets? It's obvious. It's because they don't want to destroy the land they're fighting on. It's like right there. That's just stupid. That's dumb. Why would they do that? So, you know, for instance, when Ulquiorra throws that Lanza del Relampago, he's like, oh, please let this hit. And you saw how much damage that did. Now think of Aizen throwing something like that, and how much he scales above Ulquiorra in his evolved state. It would be insane. Let's just say, okay, so Ulquiorra's second release is still below base Aizen, arguably, let's say that. He evolved 4 times. So we'll say each time is a times 10, let's say, highball. So he would be 4, oh my god, hold on. He would be thousands of times stronger than Ulquiorra's second release in his transcended state. Not Thousand Year Blood or arc yet, transcended state. So imagine Aizen throwing something of an equivalent of Alonza as an attack, thousands of times stronger than Ulquiorra's. That, like, it's kind of ridiculous, and I've heard calcs of like country level plus for Lanza, which is fine. That's kind of ridiculous that Ulquiorra can throw those casually and they're destroying countries in one hit. So imagine something thousands of times stronger. You're easily hitting continental plus ranges of attack potency right now, right with that, easily. You know, and that's one attack. One. So that pretty much clears up the argument for Aizen being planetary level. And now we're going to touch up on Thousand Year Blood War. This is lengthy, but Aizen's a lengthy character, let's not lie. It's all part of his plan. So, as we know, Yuha, the Soul King, well, Jesus, that was horrifying. Yuha, the leader of the Quincy's, with the Almighty, went to see Aizen. And Aizen was actually fused with his Zanpakuto at this point, as we saw at the end of Ichigo and Aizen's fight. When Aizen's sword started disappearing, I'll link that below as well. His Zanpakuto actually fused with him. So, he can passively activate Kyoka Suigetsu as soon as you look at him. And yeah, a dude, aka Yuha, a guy of the Almighty that can see a 9 infinite future timelines, which is accurate, he can, stated, and alter them, got tricked by Kyoka Suigetsu. It's just a genjutsu. No, man. I know, but it's not just a genjutsu, bro. It's quite casually way over a genjutsu. But so yeah, that for Aizen to be able to do that is just insane. And yes, he would be even stronger than what he was when he fought Ichigo. And this is again stated by Urahara after Aizen is literally sitting in his chair still, and uses Black Coffin to get rid of the rest of the Mimihagi, which is literally the right hand of the Soul King. Aizen was just like, yeah, delete the rest of the energy of the right hand of the Soul King. When like Mayuri was struggling with it. Or, well, he was struggling with Pranita, but either way they're equivalent to each other. Like Pranita, on the other hand, they're both equivalents. And Aizen was just like, delete. And he shot down the fucking Soul Palace. Like, God, fuck, I actually forget if he did that, but he said he was like, you want me to just shoot that down for you? And the distance of that is extremely, extremely long. It's miles of a distance. I will find the actual calc and put that in the description below so you guys can view that too. The Soul Palace to the Soul Society distance. So that is absolutely insane. I don't have a cow for that, but speed-wise, that would be much above light speed. Being able to casually do this while restrained, sitting down. I know. Bleach characters are well above light speed. I've talked about this in my other videos. I don't really need to go over it. Let me just bring up the fact that Ukiura, I got him 2,000ths of times the speed of light, and Aizen's casually above him in base. So you do the math there. Yeah, Aizen's FTL plus the MFTL. So, easily bare minimum. In 1,000 New Blood, where it's just downplaying, he's just retarded. He's way above the Oswald Light, which is literally a light ray. He's way above Lily Barrow, which is a dude that shoots light beams. When a fatigued Sunchu with a hole in his chest, or his stomach, literally was going away from those light attacks, like. Light speed. Much faster than light speed. As we know, Aizen would meet Soul King Yuha after Yuha absorbed the Soul King, who held 3 realms together passively. 3 realms. And I'll also link something in the description that Ginjo states, the 3 realms of existence are each a different universe. Now, you take that as you will, but even lowballed, because I don't go by this, I think they're much larger than planetary realms. Like Soul Society should be much bigger, and Earth realm should be much bigger. Let's say they're planets, and Yuha's going to recreate 3 different planets, merge them together, multiplanetary. Aizen was posing up like, yo, I'm going to fight you, let's go. So even for him to state something like that, we don't know. Aizen's not stupid, for one. So this does put him relative to Soul King Yuha, not above, but with Kyoka Suigetsu active and his full power going, he should be relative to Soul King Yuha. Bare minimum multi-planet, like planetary plus is you understand why it's stupid to say that Soul King Yuha is only multi-planetary if a Shikai Ichigo was stated to be able to disrupt the flow of the Earth? Yeah, like come on, think about that now. But anyway, this video is getting a little long. I hope you guys enjoyed Sousuke Aizen.